Another habit people have developed is saving more. Let's be honest, when you're not going out as much, you don't always have an excuse to spend as much as you were previously. And your report has some interesting savings on this breakdown too, because we're not seeing exactly a unanimous response here across regions. I mean, it does seem that in Southeast Asia now, there's much more of a propensity to save more in the future than in the US. What can you tell us about this?
A high proportion, it's linked to consumer confidence. A high proportion of consumers have told us that they would love to save for a rainy day much more than some of the other markets outside of Southeast Asia have. In addition, they also said that they would like to take out an insurance policy and try and save for a rainy day.
Praneeth, Rosanna joining the conversation here, and you've compared Southeast Asian consumers with the US, and you've said Southeast Asian consumers are going to be 1.5 times less likely to go out in future compared to the US. And you're talking a lot about restaurants here and dining out. Isn't there going to be a lot of pent-up demand when we see people finally able to go back into restaurants? So what is your time horizon for this?
I think it's anywhere between 6 to 12 months. People are going to be cautious, even though the restrictions are lifted. Especially Southeast Asia, you see a lot of intercity traveling and tourism that happens in the region. For that to come back, it's going to take some time. As even the Prime Minister of Singapore has mentioned, for tourism-related travel, that's also a lot of eating out contributor in this part of the region. Will take some time. So it'll be a cautious recovery rather than a pent-up demand, sort of everybody back onto their previous behaviors.
And in your analysis, you've looked at the way that businesses have been able to adapt to this environment. You picked out FairPrice as an example of a retailer that took a lot of its offline inventory and put it online. Have you seen that big or small companies have been quicker to adapt to this?
Absolutely, yes. You see, even during the recent Ramadan, which is a big festive occasion, we saw the rise of online Ramadan bazaars. We see a lot of ride-hailing apps sort of put up marked kind of shops, if you will, where consumers can buy groceries and small and medium-sized businesses can sign up to those offerings. And we've also seen how some of these small and medium-sized businesses go up by four times in terms of their presence on these apps.
I mean, the rise of health services, the demand for health services online. We had already seen a few companies trying to stake out their leadership position in this even before the coronavirus, but how has it changed the space?
Telemedicine, health tech, again, is something that's on the rise. It's a trend, to your earlier question, which is here to stay. A lot of consumers have used these services and find that the quality and the service levels that they've gotten out of doing virtual sort of checkups, if you will, or consultations, have actually worked for them. So as long as it's a serious occasion for them to visit a hospital, a trend, again, that's there to stay, along with education, which is another thing that we highlighted in the report, which is here to stay.